Discover the best in local business news with a subscription to the IBJ and Inside Indiana Business. For a limited time, try us out for just $1 a week for 8 weeks. Claim this limited time offer now at ibj.com/trial offer.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio on demand for Wednesday, November 12th, 2025. I'm Gary Dick. Fort Wayne-based Parkview Health is continuing its march into central Indiana. On Tuesday, Parkview announced it has formalized its previously interim managed services agreement with financially struggling Hamilton County-owned Riverview Health. In August, Parkview announced plans for a $150 million full-service hospital and medical office building in Lebanon. A Michigan-based retail automotive parts supplier is planning to relocate its operations to northern Indiana. Michigan Motorsports LLC says it will invest $4.5 million to develop a warehouse, distribution center, and showroom in South Bend, a move expected to create about a dozen jobs. World War II journalist Ernie Pyle is being honored in his hometown of Dana with a new bronze sculpture. The sculpture was unveiled on Veterans Day this week on the grounds of the Ernie Pyle World War II Museum, which opened in 1995 and has brought visitors from around the world to the Hoosier State.
It helps put Dana on the map. I mean, Dana is a very small, little farm town. And so, I think it's a point of pride for people who live in not only Dana, but Vermilion County.
From the state's #1 source for Indiana business news, you're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio. Northeast Indiana is on the move, and the next big conversation is happening in Fort Wayne. Join business and community leaders at Innovate Northeast Indiana, a powerful afternoon of ideas, innovation, and insight. We're talking talent, technology, and transformation. And what's next for the region? Join us at the Grand Wayne Center Tuesday, November 18th for Innovate Northeast Indiana, part of the Innovate Indiana series presented by Indiana University and Old National Bank. RSVP now at ibj.com/innovate. Indianapolis-based USA Gymnastics has selected Kyle Albrecht as its next president and CEO. Albrecht recently served as general manager of Major League Soccer's MLS Next, leading the league's youth development program. Albrecht succeeds Lili Ling, who announced plans to retire earlier this year. A Hancock County winery is suing the town of McCordsville.
Daniel's Vineyard alleges ordinances passed by the McCordsville Town Council have unfairly targeted the winery and limited its operations by attempting to prevent it from hosting live music and events. On September 29th, the town sued Daniel's Vineyard in Hancock County Circuit Court, alleging breach of development contract and that the business has failed to meet architectural standards for its primary building, which was originally built to be a storage barn. The town also argued the business is not zoned as a music venue, but frequently hosts concerts and other large events on its premises. In its lawsuit, Daniel's Vineyard challenges recent McCordsville Town Council ordinances and enforcement actions that it believes singles out the business. Among them is a special events permit ordinance adopted in 2024 that requires organizers to get a permit if a gathering is determined to be a special event and limits property owners to 8 special events in a calendar year. The complaint also says the town began hosting live music this year at a new downtown mixed-use development and alleges the town wants to compete with the winery for summer concerts. The winery is asking the court to rule that the town's ordinances and restrictions placed on its state-issued alcohol licenses are unconstitutional, prohibit the town from enforcing the ordinances and restrictions, and award damages and attorney's fees in any judgment in the winery's favor. Alex Brown, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Michigan City has issued a request for proposals as it looks to implement a $500,000 grant awarded earlier this year by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency to redevelop brownfield sites. The city is looking for qualified engineering and consulting firms who could conduct environmental site assessments and prepare cleanup plans. This is Gary Dick for Inside Indiana Business Radio on demand.
From breaking news to in-depth articles, discover the advantage of unlimited access to all news from IBJ and Inside Indiana Business with our limited time trial. Get started now at ibj.com/trial offer.
The IBJ Media Podcast Network is the soundtrack of a growing state. Indiana is on the move, and you can hear it happening on the IBJ Media Podcast Network. We bring you the voices at the center of our economy, our courts, our companies, and our communities. Subscribe now and be part of the conversation that's building Indiana's future. Find all of our shows by searching IBJ Media in your podcast app or visit ibjpodcasts.com.